I know you need a day off sometimes, and I don't mind, but 3 days in a row was very painful for me. I really missed you very much.
Let me tell you something about it. I intend to take more time off rather than less, and I'll explain it to you. I burn at a very hot rate. I'm like a 200-watt, incandescent bulb. And in the media, what you have is 50, 40 watters in television. You hit maybe a 55, a 59er in once in a while here and there. I'm a 220-watt bulb. I got to watch out of the tungsten will go. So when I first started in radio, Margie, I got to tell you this right off the bat. I had other professions, and I came into radio by accident and late. And when I signed with the local station, I told them I've got to have a week off every 6 weeks or I can't do it. And I needed that week off to do other things. But I found out I came back stronger and better prepared and focused rather than I would otherwise. And I needed that week to get away from all the news. I found these 3 days, I wouldn't say they were delightful, they were difficult, because there are other things in life that are just as challenging, if not more so, but they're different. So I need more time off, Margie. It's that simple. I thank you for the call. I'm not a machine. I'm not a record. I'm not an I'm not an automated talker. Music. How did we go from jazz music to rap in one generation? Does anyone have an answer to that? Is it the drugs? Is it the drugs? That's what I want to know. And the movie Captain Phillips. Did you see it? What'd you think of it? I liked it. I recommend it. Go there, and when you see the Somali pirates' heads blow up, you got to understand that you know the outcome, because it was when the Somalis were on the lifeboat that they hijacked off the ship with Captain Phillips. The SEALs was sitting there on an adjacent destroyer, and they had their night vision scopes. And when you see the SEALs arrive, you're stirred. I mean, you start to get stirred inside. I remember being a kid in the movie theater again. I said, "Here come the cavalry. They're going to kill those evil pieces of garbage." Now, the only thing wrong with the movie is that they try to create sympathy for the Somalis. Yeah, they're poor, and if they don't go and hijack a ship, the warlord will hurt them. Well, that's too bad. That's too bad. We have drones that can see the trucks with the machine guns arriving in the village. Who do you think are in the trucks with the machine guns terrorizing the village? The terrorists. Take them out with drones, that's all, and leave the villagers alone. So we have a ship going over to Africa to bring food aid, and these animals hijack the ship because at that time they weren't allowed to have weapons on the ship. It's an interesting movie. So when you see the SEALs come in and arrive, you start to get stirred. I mean, felt like a kid in the movie theater again. And then they're lining them up in their sights with night vision. They're trying to line them up, and it has to be all four at once with a single shot to kill all four of them through four different let us say, openings on that little lifeboat. And finally, when they get four greens and he says, go, and the guns go off and all four heads explode, I started to cheer. And I screamed out, kill them all! Kill them all! I screamed out in the theater. Oh, well, the polite people in the suburb where I lived didn't know what to make of it. They just sat there like the dummies and the drug addicts that they are. They were ambivalent because there was a nuance about this movie. It was done, after all, by I believe, a British director who always is nuanced. They're very nuanced. We're supposed to have some sympathy for the poor Somali pirates. I had no sympathy for them. I had no sympathy whatsoever. I'm sick of it all. I want us to use our weapons. I want us to use them while we still can. You see, in this inverse war against terror, they have the desire to destroy us, and we have the weapons to destroy them, but we don't have the will to use our weapons to destroy them. Take a guess how this ends. Take a guess how this story ends. If you read history, you'll understand something that I'm about to tell you. What I'm about to tell you is historically accurate. How did the Arabs who conquered 2/3 of the globe spreading Islam do it? They didn't have large armies. It was an astounding piece of history. They did it with small armies that induced terror wherever they went. They raped, they burned, they killed. They burned villages to the ground. And in so doing, they subdued larger areas of larger concentrations of humans. And that story of the Arab conquest is one of the most amazing stories in the history of mankind, built on blood. Islam didn't